Welcome to another episode of Active Training with Ryan. In these instructional videos, I'm going to show you how to enhance your instruction using ActivInspire. This video is about how to use the Select tool. The Select tool is going to be the main tool that you'll be using in the presentation. The Select tool can be found on your main toolbar right next to More Tools. It looks like a cursor and it looks like the mouse that you would usually use on your computer. When using the Select tool on your computer, to click on an object, you would just do a left click on your mouse. When using the Pen tool on the board, you just tap the pen to the board, and that's the equivalency of doing just a click on your mouse. Now, when you use a mouse on your computer and you click and hold, it'll drag objects around. When using the Active Pen, you just take the pen, make contact to the board, and move the pen around the board. But the Select tool is going to be the tool that's going to move objects around the board here. An example would be, I've got numbers up here on my function machine. So using the Select tool, I'm going to grab one of the objects here, I'm going to move it into the function machine, and watch what happens. It changes the number into another name here. Now I can grab any of these other numbers, again using the Select tool. I'm going to click and hold, grab the number, drag it to the function machine, and it's going to change it into a new number. The Select tool will be used 90% of the time in all presentations. Again, using the Select tool here, I've got letters up here that when students call a letter, when I click on it, it's going to make the letter appear. So as they start guessing the letters and trying to figure out what the puzzle is, the Select tool, just by tapping on the object here, it's going to reveal the puzzle that's on the board. Now in this presentation up here, I also have this one on my website for teachers to use. Using the Select tool, if I get a student who guesses a letter not in the puzzle, I click on it down below. The Select tool can also be used to change the numbers, so I can use values, and it can also be used to roll a wheel. If I was on my ActivBoard, I would just be using the Pen tool and just be tapping on the objects. Another example here's one that a second grader built. Using the Select tool, I'm going to drag down the clue. The students are going to guess then in their seats, then what is the hidden animal here? And then just by clicking and holding and dragging my mouse down, I'm given the next set of clues. This presentation is a lot of fun. Again, it was one that was student generated. And the students are trying to figure out what it is. And then with using the Select tool, I just drag my mouse up and I'm given the information down below. Same presentation here. This is what a 5th grader did. Using the Select tool, I'm clicking and holding on the shape here. I'm just moving my mouse down, and the Select tool is moving the objects on the page, and it's revealing what's next. So the Select tool becomes an important tool to use because, again, we're going to use the Select tool to move objects around the page. On this presentation here, the Select tool, once again, I'm going to click on the object here, I'm going to move it over. When I'm done, I'm going to let go. Just clicking and holding, I drag the objects over, and again, the Select tool will make objects move on the page. Same thing with these, that I have these objects on the board. When I click and hold, I can drag them down to the location and let go. Now sometimes you'll see objects on the board that when you click and hold on them, they won't move whatsoever. So I'm clicking on these objects right here, and they're not moving. That means that these objects are locked to the board. So the Select tool will only move objects that are free to move or unlocked. We'll cover locking in another video. Same thing with this presentation. All objects are locked to the board, but the objects that are unlocked the ability to move them with using the Select tool around the board. Same thing with all these presentations again. I'm just using the Select tool. I'm just clicking on the object, and I'm just moving them to the location that I want them to be. Now this is a fun presentation too, which we'll show you how to do later. It says pull a fact from behind the leaves. Is it true or false? So I'm going to come behind the leaves here. I'm going to click and hold on a word that's hidden. Using the Select tool, it brings the layer out. Again, very exciting and fun to use with the students then. Now in this one right here, using the Select tool, this answer is going to show me if it's true or false. So penguins open their feathers to feel the cold. Is that true or false? Using my Select tool, it's going to reveal my answer. The answer is true. Penguins do open their feathers to feel the cold. Penguins live in the northern hemisphere. We all know that's not true, that's false. So by using the Select tool, I'm going to drag it over, and it's revealing that it's a false answer. Same thing with hair. Now I want you to notice on this one, there's no objects that are moving. But up here at the top, I have a triangle. I move this one down, it's revealing an index card, so that's giving me the tags and the information that I want to give during a presentation. On this one right here, for younger students, I'm given the initial sound and I'm given the ending sound. When I use the Select tool and drag my mouse over, it's going to change the word into the vowel sound. And as I continue to slide it over, it's going to give me the whole word. So I can click on any of these words. There's the initial sound, there's the ending sound. It changes it into the vowel sound. And as I slide it over, it decodes the entire word. I can also use ones with mathematics. Again, here's the results unknown. I have the start unknown. And this is the change unknown. As I slide it over, it gives me what the answer was. What was the unknown? As I continue to slide it over, it's going to give me the complete answer. Again, all these tools are being used by the Select tool. Same thing on this timeline. If I click and hold on the timeline, I can drag it over, and I can show the events then that are happening in the U.S. history timeline from 1600 to 1799. And again, the tool that I'm using is the Select tool. Another fun one here. I click up here, right where it says Battleboard, and I click and hold. Using my Select tool, I drag the objects out. So again, the Select tool is going to be used then when moving objects and clicking on objects to appear. So this is going to be the part of the presentation or part of the software that you're going to use most often. So these are just some examples of presentations I use in my classroom. But if you notice though, every single one of these uses the Select tool as the tool that manipulates and changes the presentation.